Today, I'll be telling you a story about the night my father was robbed. Are you scared? Okay, so it was a Friday evening, and normally on a Friday evening, my mom and my sister and myself, we normally go for a walk, on the main road, just take fresh air. And it's a Friday, it's a weekend, and you're just breezing out a bit. But my sister left first, and then my mom. And of course, I'm always late, so I was the last one to get ready and to go meet up with them. When I went outside, I noticed there were two young men standing at the door to my father's business place because he was a businessman. And I didn't take it for anything because back in those days, or when that happened, uh, crime was not so very prevalent in that area. And so um, I didn't take it for anything. It was a business place. People come and lurk around all the time and they purchase. Sometimes they're undecided, on what they want to do. And so they must, there are many reasons why they could be hanging out there. So the thought of robbery never came to my mind. So I left, but I noticed when I was passing that the guys weren't conversational. They would appear to be like in their late 20s, early 30s. Two of them it was. And they were standing at the doorway, and one of them had a bag in front of him. And it still didn't mean anything to me because people come and go at the business place all the time, and he has never been robbed before. So robbery was the furthest thing from my mind. So we left and we went, and my mom and my sister had already gone, and then I left to join them. And about 10 minutes after, that was my dad coming with a cutlass in his hand, and he was bleeding profusely from the forehead. And we were scared. We were startled. We don't know what happened. So he said the two men that we left at the shop, as soon as we left, they came inside, ordered flour and mackerel. Yeah, when we went back, we could actually see the items on the shelf, on the shelf, on the counter. Oh my God, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? So we could see the flour and the mackerel on the counter. And, you know, he said, at that time, the shop was made with the counter having a small trapdoor entry to the left, and you would have to lift this other section and pull away the mesh to actually go through. So it had somewhat of a little security feature to it. And then the entire other section of the shop was actually meshed. So you had to do your order through a small opening, and your items will come through there. And that trap door would only be opened if you were leaving or you were entering. So my dad said, while he was there, the guys they ordered the stuff, and then afterwards they told him, that they came to hold him up. It's crazy, right? And they proceeded, one held the gun on him, and they proceeded to go around to where he was at. And of course, my dad is a kind of roughneck kind of man, still in him, no take no talk. Anyway, so he attacked the two guys with the gun, and the gun butted him to the forehead, and that was what caused the bleeding. But when you saw him at first, you thought he got a shot or something because he was bleeding profusely, and the whole of him was covered with blood. And then the fact that he was in a tussle with them probably had somewhat eaten the body, causing the blood to run more freely. And then there was probably about two or three chains from the house to where we were at. So when we saw him, quite a lot of blood had gotten on him by that time. Police station was hmm, about 2 minutes from where we were at, where we met up. And so we accompanied him to the police station. And as usual, there's always one little DC there, police station. Them time they don't really have the Red Sea police, just the district constable. And he reported what had happened to him. So they immediately set on a search of the area. And that same night, and I'm talking about a half an hour after, one of the gunmen was shot dead, and the other one was actually captured, and he was arrested. Interestingly, the gunmen were our neighbors, in the sense that one of them lived there and the other one was from out of the area, but they were living in close proximity to where we were. We were technically neighbors. And then, my dad did farming also, so he would actually pass where they are living daily to go on his farm. They were like next door to my dad's farm. And so I guess probably thought, he was making a lot of money, and they just wanted to earn something for themselves. I think probably it was around the Christmas season though. I think it was sometime in December, some Christmas, and them want a money for go spree, but a wrong man them come cross. So within honestly within a few minutes, the jeep brought one of the bodies. We could see the body in the jeep. He was shot dead, and the other one was captured and arrested. Them did some petty thief, cause guess what? When them check it out, the gun was a board gun. Yeah? It was just a handmade gun. It never have no bullet in there. It could even go off and them go out them attack man with. Because probably with the tussle they had with my dad to gun butt him. If it was a real gun, probably they would have shot my dad, just to in probably just to rob him. Interestingly, I don't even remember what came of that case. I don't know, like I would follow up to see whether my dad had pressed charge on the other one or whatever. I don't even know what became of that story. So, so me always gonna ask you one question, right? Have you ever seen a robbery in progress? How did it make you feel? Were you scared? How did you escape? Well, definitely, I would love for you to share what happened and the results. You know what I find interesting? That throughout this entire story, I kept saying the way my father was robbed. He wasn't robbed, it was an attempted robbery. Listen out for another interesting story. I got so many. I got, I got, I got, I got, I got, I got, I got so many. I got so many. I got so many to tell you. So stay tuned. All right. Take care. Love you guys. Thanks for the support. All right. Next week.